I wanted to invest my life in something that could not be swept away overnight. I'd gone to college in 1969, and I'd gotten involved in the left-wing movement. I was demonstrating, I was involved in the SDS, and because I think for the first time I had gotten a look at the world and realized that the world is a mess and there's a lot of injustice, and I wanted to be part of changing it. So I got involved in these left-wing movements, and in the midst of that, I also started going to this Christian group that I had just become a Christian right before the semester started, and I knew absolutely nothing, really nothing. So this girl invited me to go witnessing. Now, I did not know what witnessing was, but it sounded radical, and I was a radical. So I went with her. And before we went, she prayed that we would be filled with the Holy Spirit. And I was like, sounds great. Didn't know what that was. So I learned really simply how to share my faith, how to talk to people about Christ. And while we were standing there, we went to a fairgrounds, and I was a freshman in college, and I had my first experience of the leading of the Holy Spirit. It was as though someone said, go talk to that girl over there. And I was like, okay. So I took a booklet, and I went over to this girl that was sitting on a bench. She was older, maybe in her 20s. And I said, can I read you this booklet? That was my opening. Pretty slick. And she said, okay. So I sat down and I read the booklet. It was the first time I'd read it. So I read the booklet, I got to the end. Does this prayer express the desire of your heart? I looked at her. She said, thank you so much. This is what I've been looking for all my life. I said, it is? It's like, I didn't know it's what I'd been looking for all my life. And I left because I didn't know what else to say. We had reached the extent of my knowledge. But that moment totally changed my life, because I walked away from there and I was like, there really is a God, and He's here, and He's with me, and this is the way I want to live forever. I wanted to invest my life in something that could not be swept away. And it confirmed my decision to invest my life in people and in the gospel. I heard that you could do this as your job. Like, you could graduate from college and this could be your job, telling people about Jesus. And I was like, why wouldn't you want to do that? Like, what else could you do that would be better than that? It was so compelling. It was such a compelling vision, because it wasn't the vision. It wasn't the organization. It was that I'd be able to be in a room full of people who all they really wanted in life was to be with Jesus and do what He did. And I just wanted to walk around with Jesus like that and see what He was going to do. And I found that as I walk that path with Jesus, that path is what takes me to where I want to be. I never know where it's going, but I know that it's with Jesus on this path, that I'm following Him. He says, pay attention to me, listen to my word, respond to the Spirit, say yes to the Spirit of God, stick with His people, be ready to do what He's doing in the world. And that set the direction for the rest of my life. And I hope it still does. I still want to be that person that's walking around, paying attention, what's Jesus doing, and how can I get in on it?